So welcome everyone. Have a great practice today. Take it easy, take it slow, and let's get it started. Start our practice with intention. Palms together in front of your heart center. Release the thumbs, roll the shoulders back and down, pull the belly in and just stir the pelvic a little bit. It's like some cushion is underneath your butt cheek. So keeping the spine straight, gently relax your eyes, your tongue, and just take a couple of breaths, inhales and exhales. And as you do that, just feel the connection, feel the stretch in your spine, focusing on the spine and focusing on your intention. Now gently open up your eyes. You can sit in Sukhasana, easy pose. Right leg first, left on the top. The heels are looking towards your tailbone, or you can sit straight-legged, or you can bend the knees if you have any injuries in the knees. And we're gonna start with a very gentle movement, which means you can practice with open eyes or closed eyes. I do like to close my eyes. You're gonna see me doing that for many, many times. And just tilt the head down gently. And as you do that, keep on breathing, which means slowly you inhale for 6 counts and slowly you exhale for 6 counts. You don't have to be so strict about it. Just make sure that you're breathing and start to roll the head very carefully. And we start in small circle because we just woke up, or there's some tension around the neck. We haven't done too much this morning yet. So make sure that you start very slow and very limited motions, and then you're going to extend that. So as an example, I'm doing my 3rd circle with the neck, and now I started to relax my head a little bit more. Still using only one direction and going to switch to the other now. So stop at the center, take an inhale and roll the head carefully to the left, to the right, forward and back. It's important to relax your lips, your jaws, your tongue. And the reason for that, when you're hanging your head, it's obvious, but when you tilting the head back, there can be some tension in your neck because of the lack of back bendings. And this is why you want to relax your lips or gently open up the mouth, just to have that nice relaxed neck. Now stop at the center for a moment. Take an inhale, lengthen up the head one more time, and now start to do those circles with your upper torso. You can include the shoulders. Your neck is already warmed up a little bit for this motion, so you can just add the head, and the pace is yours. You can go slow, you can go a little bit faster later. Just feel that you completely in, like, your breathing and your motions are synchronized totally. Now, if your eyes are closed, I want you to visualize not just only the spine, not just only your breath, not just only your movements, but I want you to see all your internal organs or the muscles. Maybe it's scary for you at this moment, but just think about it. It's like pulling out a drawer and checking everything is at the right place. And if not, then you're going to reorganize. So this is what's happening. This is what's gonna happen with us during this practice. And first, of course, we have to check what's in that drawer. Now switch direction gently. And also with your movements, you're trying to clear your mind completely. You're trying to relax every single body part. as you're moving and you're liberating yourself with your breathing and these movements. Just let's take 2 more breaths. Then stop at the center. Take an inhale and an exhale without moving. Now just feel that energy you generated with your movements. Stay here, or now extend the legs, just do not put pressure on the knees. And now we're gonna start to walk with the fingertips ahead. How far you're gonna walk, it absolutely depends on your hips and the flexibility of your back, shoulders. So don't go too far. My suggestion again, you're closing your eyes, you start to walk, and whenever you feel that your breathing changed, that's gonna be your limit. That's where you have to stop. And again, taking another breath, maybe exhaling, and then walking again. If your hips are really flexible, still early in the morning, so you still don't want to go very fast, very far. So please follow that rule that every time you're breathing in, you're just observing what's going on, and with the exhale, you're moving gently, inch by inch. Or if you're sure about your hips, then you can move with the exhale. As long as you exhale, you can move the palms, the fingertips. Now stay right here. Try to relax the head down. If you have a blanket, you have a pillow, you might want to put underneath your forehead so you can relax not just only the shoulders, but you can relax the head down, the neck down. As we're relaxing in a posture, as we're releasing the tension, and how we do that, we take breaths, and that's going to tell to the body, you can relax. I take good care of you. So as we're relaxing, we let the muscles to not just only stretch, but also heal. It's really, really important to get there into your practice where you feel the stretches, but you still want to feel and think and program your mind that you have to stay in it a little bit longer to start that process. Now take an inhale and very gently start to walk to the right side. I know you see I'm walking to the left, but this is the right. And the reason we start with the right side, the right side is the receiver, is the giver, sorry, and the left side is the receiver. So first we give to receive. And this is why we start our yoga practice most of the times with the right side. If you remember this, that's good. If not, then you just follow us. That's perfect. Try to relax both shoulders now. Take one more deep inhale, and with the exhale, feel that you're relaxing the chest down on the ground, even if it's not gonna happen. Awesome. Now take an inhale, and slowly, as slow as you went to the right side, we come back to the center. Now this moment is one of my favorite because now you can observe when you take an inhale and an exhale, the difference in between left side and right side. So even with small movements and even with these little stretches, you can notice the difference in between two sides. Now start to walk with the exhale to the left side. As you feel the stretch on the right side, you're relaxing the shoulders, and start to feel how you're opening the right ribs, the right side body. Maybe you feel a little bit of the glutes. Anything you feel, any stretch you feel, I just want you to take another breath and relax into it a little bit more with the exhale. We have one more breath left. You can stay here or you can walk with the exhale. One more time to the left. And slowly walk back to center. One more inhale and exhale. Walking back towards your body. And when you sit back to the center, to the starting position, palms are facing down or up, roll the shoulders back and feel that you're stretching the head up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale, arms overhead, close the palms together. You can grab the left wrist with your right palm. If your shoulders are not open yet, don't worry about it. Just stay in the posture what you see on me now, like the elbows are bent. Take an inhale, stretch up a little bit more and just start to stretch to the left, to the right. So especially here, you don't want to force yourself into anything what doesn't belong to you yet. So we want to create that space where we will be able to stretch longer and deeper a little bit later, but that usually takes time. So now I'm just demonstrating when the elbows are bent. Now stop at the center, take an inhale. Even my elbows are bent, I'm relaxing down the shoulders. So bring the shoulder blades down, and with the exhale, tilt to the right, keeping the eye gaze or the face towards the left. It's like having the sun on your face. So like your eye gaze is looking towards your left elbow a little bit. Now just hold it right here. And if you started to sweat like myself, good job. If not yet, then just feel that you're breathing, you're powering yourself into this stretch. Now take one more breath, inflate the lungs, feel they are full. And with the exhale, we go a little bit deeper. Now concentrate on the left side. Side hip, left hip, arm hip, shoulder. And come back to the center. Now just switch the grip. Don't relax the arms yet. And I will have to guide you through that. Take an inhale, stretch up, and with the exhale, go to the left side. If you feel that the fingers are tingling, that's exactly what you want to feel right now. And I know it's hard because I feel the same thing. No matter how many times we do this stretch, when the blood is leaving the arms, the circulation changes, and that can be scary for the mind, for the brain, for the body. So what's happening here now is totally okay. The arms are bloodless right now. So all the blood goes to your shoulder, goes to the right side, the energy. And this is how refreshing everything in the body, especially in the shoulders, in the arms, when we release this posture. You're gonna feel that energy. But we start with an inhale, of course. Inhale, hold, inflate the lungs. With the exhale, shift the eye gaze up, move that right elbow behind you a little bit more. And come back to center. Now just palms together, try to straighten up very gently, slowly the one more. Fingers are stretching up and the shoulders are rolling back down. Keep the back one more time. And everything is under your control. Open up the palms and just squeeze the arm as slow as you can. And just take a breath. Inhale and exhale. Come to a tabletop position. And for that, I do like to add, so if you have no pillow, no blanket, nothing, you can fold your mat like how I did. A little bit of fold. The palms are underneath the shoulders. Fingertips are spread out. The shins are parallel to each other. You can come up on your toes, or you can have the feet flat. You can touch the big toes and come in a little bit bigger than hip width distance with the knees if you want to. And this is gonna be cat and cow. So warming up the spine, moving the spine, and we're gonna really start very slow. So when you're looking up, don't forget to relax your jaws. Shifting the eye gaze in between the eyebrows, tailbone out, belly is hanging, moving the shoulders back. And when you exhale, you're pulling the belly button in, and everything is just rounding in. The chin comes to your chest, and feel that stretch in your back. Then take an inhale. Long, long inhale. Stretching the front, and exhale, stretching the back. Now I leave it on you. You can have the breaths for 6 counts, or 8, 8, 10, 10, as you wish, because we're gonna shorten the time soon. But first I want you to start from the core, which means we're starting to visualize first the spine. So I want you to see your spine. I want you to see the bones, how they're moving. Then I want you to go a layer out. And as you reaching the skin, then you will feel that stretch from the outside, not from the inside. But everything what you feel, it's not just only in, but on the top of the skin, I would say. So it's really focusing on the breathing and the movement. And also you can pause when you exhale. Just enjoy that moment when the lungs are empty. You still have some air in them, so you're not gonna choke. And you will realize with that slow, long breathing and very slow movements, you can really give the body a lot. Now just 2 more breaths in this pace, and we will go a little bit faster. So for the last one, which is really slow, I want you to visualize again everything, your movement. And now the movement is just getting faster. Don't lose your alignment. And now shorten the time to half, which means if it was 6, 6, you go 3, 3. Now you started to feel your abs now and lower back. So now the hips are moving a little bit faster. Shoulders are rolling a little bit faster too. So you might experience that it's a little bit of more stretch from the outside. Still following all the motions. So it's like around what we do. And now just 5 more breaths here, and then we're gonna go 1 and 1, and I'm not gonna talk, just gonna count at the end before we're going to finish. So the 1, 1 looks like 1 for the inhale and 1 for the exhale. And again, if you wanna go slow a little bit and start like that 1, 1, you can. But then get into the rhythm and just feel that your spine is moving like a whip. And let's go. Let's generate that body heat and energy along the spine. Even faster. 5 and 1. Open up the knees, forehead on the ground. And if you feel dizzy, that's totally normal. Bend the elbows, relax the fingertips down, and take a couple of long inhales and exhales. Every time when you exhale, just feel how you're relaxing the shoulders and how you're relaxing the hips down. Now we generated that Kundalini energy, and this is why we lower down the body to have the benefit of that breathing, what we were doing for almost like 2 minutes. So as I said, if you felt dizzy, that's completely normal because we were moving the spine, the energy very fast. Take just 2 more breaths. Try to relax with your exhale a little bit more. Feel how your back muscles are relaxing, like melting on the floor, but having the focus still on the spine and on your breathing. Now take an inhale, press down the palms next to your ears, come back to tabletop. Let's just warm up the right arm a couple of times, okay? Couple of circles to forward and back. You start whichever direction you want to do. Then bring the right arm underneath the left armpit and place the right heel on the ground. You can start to walk the left fingertips ahead. If you do so, you're gonna have a nice shoulder stretch in your left shoulder and left side body. Or you can swing that left arm on your hip or any other variation you want to do, please go ahead. You can tuck the toes under if you want to feel more balance. Stay right here if you have any neck injury. If you have no neck injury which you know of, but you're still not sure about yourself, then please just listen to me carefully what I'm gonna say. So with good neck, we're trying to get a little bit of more stretch for that part of the spine. So take an inhale and turn your forehead down carefully on the ground. As you're turning the head, you're gonna feel if there's anything in the neck. If you feel something which is painful, now we're not playing with that. So you just keep that right heel on the ground. If you feel like, okay, I can put my right eyebrow, okay, I can put my forehead, then go ahead and just take 1 long inhale and exhale here. Lips are relaxing, your eyes are relaxing. If you cannot close your eyes, like with relaxing them, then it's just still better to keep them open. So don't do wrinkles around the eyes. Now it's gonna be maybe challenging for you. Take an inhale, and again, with perfect neck, move that left eyebrow on the ground. I'm not saying left ear, because that would be just too much. So looking towards the right shoulder, completely relaxing into this posture. Now we're twisting the spine, the upper spine. Now gently, forehead back to the center. Gently right ear back to the center. Bring the left palm close to the left ear, press down on the ground, come back to center and switch arms. So now warming up the left side. We'll repeat that side. And then left arm underneath the right armpit. And now you're gonna see me a little bit better. Gently, I'm placing my left ear down. Hips are high. Belly still in. And the right palm is walking away, ahead, or place on your hip. Relax your face, relax your breath, and just stay here a little bit to get used to this posture before we twist. Take 1 or 2 breaths. Maybe putting a little bit of pressure on the left shoulder, on the top of the left shoulder. Why we do that? Such a great massage, such a great sensation, unless you have any injuries, right? Because then you don't do that. Now take an inhale and gently forehead down. Maybe it's not gonna be the same sensation. Maybe you're gonna feel like, oh, that's what not I expected, but again, don't expect anything. Just take it how it is, because you can learn during a class like this, you can learn a lot about your body. And this is exactly what you want to do. To learn your body, so whenever you're practicing another style of yoga or you're practicing faster, then your body will be totally prepared. Now take an inhale and gently the right eyebrow. And just relax into it, even if it's hard. If you don't feel pain, you just feel like it feels weird. That's the moment where you want to take a breath, inflate the lungs, and with the exhale, you want to relax into it, and there you go. Now you feel like comfortable in this moment. And you created this moment for yourself. Good job. Take an inhale, forehead back. Take an inhale, left ear down. And gently walk back or press down the right palm to come back to center. A couple of times we can move the arms. And sit in between your heels. Before you do that, bring that little cushion underneath the butt cheek. So when your hips are really tight and or you have a knee injury or you feel that you have a knee injury, you go like, I cannot do this because of my knee. Very probably because of your knee, your hips are really tight. So you want to, so that's smart to sit on something because you really want to relax the hips. You want to stretch the thighs and relax the knees to get into this position. Ideally, the knees are together. If you open them up a little bit, that's okay. If you have to open up very, very wide, that's okay still, but not at this moment. So then I suggest you just to sit on a block or something. So let me give you a couple of options here. If you know Supta Vairasana, go ahead. That's reclining diamond pose. Go ahead, one elbow at a time, then you grab the elbows above your head. But if you have really, really tight hips, then you can do that. The fingertips are pointing towards your body, or the fingertips are pointing towards the back wall behind you. So either way, just take an inhale, and as you're sitting on your pillow, start to stretch the hips up towards the ceiling. You will feel a stretch on your thigh, hip flexor, lower abs, middle belly, chest, shoulders, and then again, if your neck is okay, then you're tilting the head back. If not, then you're just keeping the head here. Both head position has its own purpose. If you can tilt the head, then the throat is stretching. If you hold the head, you might feel you're creating tension, but actually you're strengthening your neck. So whatever you choose, Now we're gonna take 6 long inhales and exhales in the posture. So make sure whatever you chose, you can stay there. And now just feel your breathing. Take a long inhale through the nose. Chest is lifted. Hips are lifting up. Stretching the front side of the body. And when you exhale slow, try to just relax into it a little bit more each time. I'm guiding the second one. Inhale. And very gently, slowly exhale. Now we have 4 more left. Go by your own. The last one is the longest one. Hold it in. Gently release it. And now very, very slowly, one elbow at a time. If you went down all the way, now press the palms down. And if you have any vertigo or high blood pressure, please just press to child's pose. Otherwise, you can press back to your downward facing dog. Tuck the toes under, relax the head down. Elbows and knees are bent, so it's a little bit different than your downward dog when you're doing a power class, because the reason here why we do this and we hold it a little bit longer to stretch everything out. So it's not just the transition movement. Spread the fingertips wide, turn the middle finger out, press down the fingertips, and try to lift the palms like the base of the palms are not pressed into the ground. It's like pushing the floor away, but you have a suction at your palm. So you're pressing it down, you're not sliding. Now take one more deep inhale through the nose, inflate the lungs. With the exhale, stretch the hips and gently start to stretch the heels down. I'm not saying you have to touch the ground with the heels, but as you're stretching the hips up and you're stretching the heels down, you start to feel your calves, you start to feel your hamstrings a little bit more. And that's enough. Gently drop the knees down. Stay in your tabletop for a moment. So the blood leaves the head, circulation gets back to normal. And now we start to move and warm up the hips, because now we're gonna dig into the hips. Choose one direction and start to do dancing lion. This we call dancing lion. Again, you can tuck the toes under, feet flat, knees are wider than hip width distance, and you touch the toes. So any variation what you want to add. Of course, if you're spreading the fingertips, that will help you to keep a better balance, and then include the shoulders, include the head, any movement, what feels really original for you. That's your movement. Anytime you feel to change direction. And once you start to feel comfortable with your dancing, now I want you to go back and forth when you reach the side of the mat. Then a couple of circles again, then to the left side. So feel how you're massaging a little bit deeper your hips from the inside. So circles are big, wide, and then sometimes we just stop and go back and forth to the side. Few more times. Then stop at the center, set both palms to the top left. Right leg steps up, and sometimes I just feel I'm helping with my hands because that's just the least tension what I can have here. So I'm lining up my right foot with my palms, then I'm sliding that left knee behind. Again, if it's not too late, or it's still not, it's never too late, you can cushion that left knee a little bit, okay? So especially if you are practicing in your garden, you have a concrete underneath, then you don't want to use that knee, okay? So a little towel, you drop underneath, that's perfect. Now you can stay here, and let me just turn to the side for a moment to show you. So you can stay here, or if your hips are like mine, like my rotators are really open, sometimes I just go here, hugging that knee to make sure that I'm working on the flexor, not the rotator. So this is what you wanna avoid, because I can go down like this, but that's not the posture yet, okay? So you can hug, you can go on your elbows. That's the reason I don't do this, because then I'm swinging my left knee out. So most of the time, during a yoga class, you're gonna see me doing this. So I'm really up on my fingertips. One more thing to pay attention, heel and knee are in one line. If you go a little bit back, that's not a big problem, but once you push that knee forward, that's a problem. That's too much for your knee. So either way, this is okay, this is okay, this is not really okay, all right? And now just hold it for, let's say, 2 more breaths. Keeping the hips squared. Breathing is normal. And every time you exhale, I want you now to shift your vision, to shift your drishti to the left hip flexor and the left side hip. Lips are relaxing. Awesome. Now place the left palm down and just start to shift your eye gaze to the right. Don't move anything else. Just looking over the shoulder and then moving the right palm a little bit behind. You can place it on your hip. So try to twist the upper torso until you feel that your left shoulder is like parallel with your left knee. Like the upper torso is twisting. And now you can add bend the shin or grab the shin or any variation again you want to add. Go ahead for 1 more breath. And that's enough at this time. Right palm down, step the right or walk the right leg back, and immediately come back to your dancing. And now feel the hips, feel the difference. It's a little bit of pain, but it's a good pain. It's like you can totally feel that the energy is just completely mind-blowing what's going on in the hips right now. Change direction for 1 more moment. And let's repeat the left side. Both palms to the top right. Left foot steps up. And it's just a couple of moments to check. Hips are squared, shoulders squared, you're looking forward. You take an inhale, and then with the exhale, you're sliding the right knee back. It's amazing that with a couple of breaths, you can go deeper just so easily after you start to practice this week by week. It's really like I started here, but I know that I can now go a little bit deeper because I'm breathing, because I'm just relaxing into it. Try to notice everything on the right side at this time. And I just love this slow lunge because we opening the right hip flexor, like that side is opening. But if you think about it, the left side is like closing. So that's the other direction for the hip flexor. And you maybe notice it now, or maybe you go like, oh yeah, that one is painful too. But now just decide where you're focusing. And when we switching leg, which we did already, I know, then just focus on the exact same thing. So don't start to focus on both hips, just decide. Is it the right side I'm watching now, or is it the left? We have 2 more breaths left. Try to square the hips back. If you're not sure about yourself because you are in the garden and you don't see your reflection, then just move that right shoulder and right hip a little bit forward. This is the best way to square, and the left hip a little bit behind you. So you go a little bit more into that side stretch. And now the twist part, right palm on the ground, left palm on your hip, or just move the arm, the palm somewhere on your thigh, and start to twist with the exhale. Don't force it, again, just wait. So it's like the right shoulder and your left knee wants to like meet in a parallel universe. The left shoulder moves behind you. You feel that twist in your back and that beautiful deep opening in the chest and in the right side. Ribs, all tissues are twisting. And now bend the right shin, or grab it, or do both. And when you have this grip, you want to take an inhale and you want to relax that left shoulder. Or you want to start to kick your toes towards the back wall. So that's gonna pull a little bit your upper torso up and gives you a different stretch. Give me just one more breath. Exhale on. And carefully release. Step back to tabletop and do dancing lion, everyone. Enjoy dancing lion. If you practice with me for a while now, you know what's coming up. I think you know what's coming up. If not, then make sure that you have, again, a pillow, or I do like a block or something more stable than a pillow or a blanket. Okay, so make sure that you're not going to move once you get into that position. Change direction one more time. Then tuck the toes under, and we're sitting in Malasana, Garland Pose. Now, if that's your first class with me, just sit on a block or something and watch the leg position. The toes are pointing out, the heels are hip width distance. What can you do if your knees are hurting? Because you're sitting on a block or something, you can extend, you can slide the feet out, okay? So you can sit like this, then it's less pressure for the knees, but with the help of the elbows, you still can work on that rotator. If you have nothing underneath your butt cheek and your knees are in a perfect health, then you can keep the feet parallel to each other. I think I always forgot to tell you this, but the heels has to be down, okay? So that's another issue. It's not just only your hips, but the heels, it's not just only the hips, like the hips, if they really, really tight, you have to sit on something, but the heels, you have to keep down the heels. So up is no good, but actually that's not a bad stretch. Maybe one day we're gonna do that too. Palms together in front of your heart center. Now, again, just take a deep inhale, close your eyes, and with the exhale, tailbone is stretching down towards your mat or towards your little cushion, and The shoulders are moving behind you. You open up the chest, you lengthen up the head, the chin up, the head up, and just feel that energy you're generating. Staying still here, refreshing the energy of the hips. And if you have nothing underneath the butt cheek, you can start to feel there's an invisible line attached to the top of the head, and I start to pull that line towards the ceiling. So feel it's a little bit of lift from your hips. It's like squeezing the butt cheek under and lifting up. Keep the chest open. And please, new people, if you feel at any time that, okay, that's just too much, I feel cramping, I feel pain, one palm at a time, let me just demonstrate. And you sit or you sit, and then you're just extending the legs out, okay? Anytime you want to, you can gently move out of the posture. Never move fast. And never doubt your judging, because I'm trusting your judging. So whatever you feel, it should be right. It should be right. Give it another breath, a slow inhale and a long exhale. A pain doesn't fade away. That's a reason, a very good reason to release your posture. Now we're adding a little bit of twist. Right palm or fingertips down. You can again use a block, use a book. If your limbs are not long enough, like myself, I just use my fingertips. Then shift the eye gaze towards the left shoulder, then towards the ceiling, and swing that left arm up and just hang here for 1 or 2 breaths. So don't start to stretch the arm yet. That's going to be the next step. But first, I just want you to feel that in this twisted position, you can still take a breath, opening up the left lung and squeezing the right a little bit. Now start to stretch the fingertips. Feel that side stretch, side body stretch. As you're inhaling and exhaling, now the ribs are opening more. Then bend the elbow, swing the arm behind you. You can place it on your hip or you can touch your lower back. Just gently start to rotate that left shoulder back and shift the eye gaze up. With the help of the right elbow, you're rotating the right knee back, keeping the belly in and stretching the head into that angle you are in at. Now gently release, palms together. One inhale and exhale. Then let's repeat the other side. Left fingertips down. Move your eye gaze and then stretch the arm. And then stretch the arm. Rotate the left knee behind. Feel it in your hips. 2 more breaths we have. Feel strong. Swing the arm behind. Now open up the knees a little bit more. Swing them behind you. So start to feel a little bit of more energy, a little bit more stretch. And change. Now watch, because I'm going to test your control. Palms start. 2 more breaths. Take an inhale. Stretch up with the exhale, and now just visualize yourself. You are a sculptor, or you are the model of making a painting or a sculpture. So you cannot move. You have to stay still for another breath. Slow, long inhale. And stay strong with the exhale. Awesome job. Beginners, sit down on your butt cheek. If you're a little bit more advanced, then touch the palms and gently come back to tabletop position. And everybody arrive back to tabletop and start to do your dancing. You can close your eyes and really, really liberate yourself with your breathing now. So everything what you had in for during this week, during this practice, now just let it go with these movements and your breathing. Two more breaths left. Then gently sit down. Create a 90-degree angle with your right leg. Flex the right toes back. So it's really a 90-degree angle what you want to have here. If your hips are tight, you can sit cross-legged. Then you're pressing the palms behind you and you're tilting the pelvic from the side. It looks like this because you want to stretch this area. If you can go to 90-90, both feet flex back and make sure that the heels and the knees are stacked. As you see, my hips are pretty tight this morning, so I'm pressing my fingertips behind me, close to the base of the spine, just to keep my spine straight and long, and I'm rolling my shoulders back, so I keep my chest open. Every time I inhale, I feel the pain. I visualize the stretch, and when I exhale, I create the stretch. Also, it's great if you trick your mind by not watching the hips anymore, but visualizing your breathing and the spine again, how the energy moves up and down. Every time you inhale, it's shifting. Every time you exhale, it goes back to the base of the spine. Now stay here or add the spine twist. Left arm comes in front of you. Again, you can use a block, fingertips down, or you can just press on your shin. As I'm pressing down, front and back, I'm lifting my spine up. And that's really important because now you have that little space in between the bones and you want to use that in your twist. Then I'm moving my right shoulder behind, the left comes ahead. And at last I'm shifting my eye gaze or my head, my chin behind me. So this spine twist is really coming from like the tailbone. It's really, the spine is really twisting from the bottom. Now before you bring the head back, move the shoulders back and the head twists back to the center. Switch the arms, press down to lift up. Hold for a moment, then move the left shoulder behind. Head goes behind last. Relax the knees, relax the hips. Move the shoulders first, then the eye gaze comes back. Now I do like to slow down here for a moment. Usually in a different practice, we just switch to the other side or we stretch out the legs first, but I do like to stay here for a moment. I take off my left heel And as I'm closing back my eyes, I visualize that energy. As I stopped the blood flow in my hips, now all the blood is flowing back into the hips. So it's like a pumping energy. You can actually feel the blood flow. It's amazing. And then, of course, you're going to stretch the legs out carefully and roll the knees, especially with the right one. Make sure that you go very, very slow to the other direction. Good job, everyone. Let's set it up. 90-90 with the left knee. Feet flex back. Now you can see the difference in between my two hips. And again, what's smart here, if you start to check which of your hips are more open or more closed, and to compensate the more closed hip, you have to hold it for 2 breaths longer at least. During a practice like this, I would say 3-4 easily, because it doesn't matter if you don't follow everything what I'm saying at that moment. Okay, so always just think about it. Is it good what she's saying? Is it now, do I want to move now? Like, follow your instinct, follow your body, because as I said it already, I trust you. I know that I can trust you, and you always know better, because you are living in that body with that skin, with those muscles, with that skeleton. So you have all the sensation, what I don't have for you. Now the right palm comes in front of you, press down, lift up and move the shoulders, twisting the spine to the left. Try to relax the belly area, which means it's like you still keep the belly button in, but you're trying to release, to relax the muscles, to release the tension at the front as you're twisting. Gently, slowly come back. Switching to the other side. Press, lift, rotate. Try to relax that right knee down. It wants to come up as you're twisting to the right. One more breath. And gently, slowly change back. That's the moment when you just stay here. That's the moment when you just release the shin down and stay here. And now you can carefully stretch the legs out and roll the knees in. Special attention to the left knee. Or sometimes I just do like to, because I want to avoid motions, like we're very close to the floor posture where we lay down on our backs, and too much movement would just disturb the stillness I feel inside right now. So I just hold that left knee down on the ground like this. All right. Now we arrive to the point when you're going to lay down. So move your iPad or phone or whatever it is and get it close to yourself so you can see in this position. Lay down on your backs. We do Shavasana. What I like here to do here, again, I do like to put something underneath my head, underneath my neck, maybe, underneath my hips. You have to play with that. Sometimes it's my hips, sometimes it's more my butt cheek, not my butt cheek, my butt. Sometimes I do like to cushion up the legs, and sometimes I just do like to move close to something where I can put up the legs. So just take a couple of breaths of Shavasana, feel no tension. And make sure that you straightening the back of the neck. And how you do that, you tilt the chin down, you make like a double chin for yourself. You can close your eyes and shift the eye gaze at the center of your eyebrows. We're just taking 2 more long inhales and exhales in here. And we'll start with Pavanamuktasana, wind liberation posture. Bend the right knee, fingers interlace just below the knee. Don't push, don't press the knee. It's a little bit on your, more on your shin. Then you're relaxing the shoulders back on the ground, so you hold firm. And each exhale, that knee comes closer to your chest. So if the ribs are on your way, you can bring the right knee to the side and you lift it in. Or if you are more advanced, then you make a box with your elbows. Just make sure that the shoulders really relaxing and those elbows are leveled. So you're holding the right knee just for one more breath. Now, instead of releasing, straighten the right leg up. Left palm next to you on the ground. Peace fingers are sliding in between the big toe and second toe. You can keep the knee bent if your hamstring is really tight. Take an inhale, and with the exhale, gently start to explore what your hip is capable to do for you at this moment. Everything is relaxing apart from the right arm and leg. Try to relax into it as much as you can. So you're going to experience how far you can go and then stay there for 2 breaths. If your knees were bent, maybe it's time to just check. Maybe you can straighten it. Don't force it. Then gently bring it back to the center. Switch arms. Extend the right palm down on the ground and go with the leg, go to the left side. Now it's gonna be interesting because that's the outside of your hamstring at the back. So if your leg stays right here where I'm staying, because I feel that stretch, perfect. Don't even go further. Just take another breath. Inhale and exhale. Good job. Bring it back and release it on the ground. Take a Shavasana. Let that right leg to relax. That will be the leg that's going to support you with the next one. Pavanamuktasana, with liberation pose. Bend the left knee, hold the knee. Set up your position where you want to be and just relax into it. Chin to the chest, shoulders relaxing. I do like to flex my foot back. You can check, and if you like it, please do that so, or you can switch it, like for one breath you do this, for one breath, like you can feel the difference. You exactly know what you want to work on. Exhale one more time. Relax the shoulders one more time. Now extend the left leg up. Left peace fingers grabbing right palm on the ground and gently, slowly, don't rush. As you exhaling for 6-8 counts, that's the time you want to use to get that leg into that relaxed posture. Take 2 long inhales and exhales. Try to relax into it. Sometimes it's so hard to feel, to sense where you hold tension. Sometimes you don't even notice it, but just try to explore, try to look for it and relax with your last breath in here. Awesome, everyone. Take an inhale and bring the leg back to the center, and now we're switching left one down. And remember, you're not gonna go too far and you're not moving as fast as you might did when it was the external rotation. Try to relax shoulders one more time. Try to relax the foot back and maybe just a tiny bit straighten the knee. Visualize that stretch. Feel elasticity. And gently back to center, release it. Go back to your Shavasana. Hug both knees to your chest, and I will encourage you now to do a couple of movements, rock side to side. As you're massaging the lower back, the kidneys, you stimulate the central nervous system with your movement. And I just love this posture because this represents for me lots of things. Sometimes I'm just swinging to left side and I have to bounce myself back, and that really like a metaphor for that, what's happening with us in life and how we always have to bounce back. So feel liberation, feel happiness in this moment. And also we're preparing for our final Shavasana. And when we generate a little bit of movement, that's always helping us to stay longer in our still position. Now just a quick spine twist. Extend the right arm out, palm is facing down. Take an inhale with the exhale. Feel the knees to the left, shift the eye gaze to the right and twist. Shoulders relaxing. As you exhaling, the spine is twisting, and feel that you're relaxing the hips too. One more time. Now back to center, you can bounce a couple of more times, or immediately you extend the left arm out. You turn the knees to the right and just relax face, shoulders, hips. Such a great sensation for your lower back. It's a great relief. Exhale. And gently come back to center. Release your arms and legs. Now again, don't forget, you can put up the legs. I do like to, my favorite final Shavasana posture is putting up the legs vertical by the wall. It's really a great position because then your heart can take a rest. Your heart doesn't have to pump all the blood towards the legs, but it's just pumping until here, like the upper torso. So it's really a calming posture if you choose that. If you choose simple final corpse pose, then the legs are relaxing, feel no tension in the knees, in your legs, in your hips, arms are facing up. No tension in the shoulders. Now take one more deep inhale through the nose, inflate the lungs one more time. And as you release that breath, make sure that you're relaxing the chin down, the shoulders down, and feel that your whole spine is relaxing on the ground. Sometimes it's really hard to stay motionless. But if you watch your spine, if you watch your breathing, if you bring your intention back for yourself, that helps you to stay present in this moment, that helps you to focus on this moment without traveling in time, back and forth. And that's such a big deal, everyone. Couple of long inhales and exhales together. Now gently move your fingers and just place the palms on your heart. Start with your left palm and secure that with the right. As you're holding your heart, just make sure that you know anytime you have any doubts or any moments where you need to slow down, just do this quick motion. Place your palms on your heart and ask the question again. You always can make sure that everything what is coming from a heart, that's the truth. Now gently roll on your right side or hug the knees and roll on your right side. In fetus posture, we stay just one moment to stretch the lower back one more time. Again, this motion, this moment, this asana can represent the new beginning. Whenever you're ready, just press yourself back up gently to your seated position. Oh, and please don't worry, if you feel that you want to stay on the ground and you're not ready to move yet, please don't. Otherwise, we're sitting in Sukhasana, easy posture, palms facing up. You can do Chin Mudra by touching the thumb and the index finger together. Don't squeeze it, just feel that energy, just feel the blood flow in between the two fingers. Now again, tilting the pelvic, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the head up, chin up, close your eyes. Then open up the eyes, close the palms together. Namaste, everyone. Thank you for joining. Take this moment, take this peace with you, share it with your family, and see you next time. Have a blessed Sunday. Thank you so much, everyone.